What's up everybody? This is Power Glove Pixels back again with a new video. So on today's video, I'm going to show you guys my Nintendo 64 Ultra HDMI. Let me start by some of the memories that I have with the N64. I remember picking it up on September 19, I believe. It was like a week before, and I remember picking it up at your local Sears department store, if you guys remember. And I remember showing it to my friends a week before because all my friends were going to get it too, but they were going to get it on the 29th, which was the release date, the official release date. And somehow Sears started selling it a week before, and I remember picking it up with Mario 64. But this system in particular is not the one that I picked up. This is a system called the Fantastic Series that came out in 2000, I believe, and it got discontinued in 2001. There was a couple colors. There was the purple, the smoke color, which is like a gray, dark. There was a blue looking color, and then there's this one, the watermelon edition. Now this one is considered to be the rarest one out of all. This one on eBay goes between 200 and 250. I haven't seen it over probably like 300 bucks, over 300 bucks, something like that. So I would consider this one to be the rarest one out of all, and especially because this one has the built-in HDMI. Makes a huge difference. I cannot stress how the games look, to be honest with you, and especially if you're a Nintendo 64 person that loves the N64. Once you get to play it on the system, it's hands down the best way to play it, because one of the biggest problems with the N64 is that if you play it on a regular black N64 looking system, it just looks way too blur. And this system has a special menu that removes that blur, and it makes a huge difference, to be honest with you guys. And N64 has been a pain in the ass when it comes to emulation. I've tried it with Zelda, and that does not work. Also, I was expecting Nintendo to do a mini, but unfortunately they didn't do one. So having this, oh my god, this is like my little baby, honestly, because I have a really special spot in my heart for the N64, and seeing these games, the best picture they deserve. Honestly, this is just the way to go. Here to my left, I have the Brawler controller. Now, this controller is hands down the best controller that you can get for the N64. Two reasons. One, or I should say three reasons, actually. Three, yeah, I'll say three. So the first reason is just feels great in the hand. Honestly, just feels like it's perfect. Fits amazing in your hands. Second, triggers. So if you're playing Diddy Kong Racing, Mario Kart 64, Wave Race, it just makes a huge difference when you're pressing these with the triggers. And third, the joystick. Now the joystick definitely feels great with Mario 64 and any 3D game on the N64, to be honest. And if you guys are wondering about any dead zones when you're pressing it, you don't feel anything. It just feels amazing. Honestly, this controller, if you guys are wondering, it's called the Brawler 64. It goes for like 30 bucks. And I try to get different colors. I tried to get different colors, but they were pretty tough to get because they're pretty rare. Honestly, I try to get the rare one because to match with the N64, but I believe there's blue, there's like purple, there's all these type of colors, but now these go for like 100 bucks. But if you can find one of these, go for it. They're called the Brawler 64s. So definitely, that's the way to play the N64. So best controller hands down for the N64. If you want to experience the best picture, try to see if you can get a Ultra HDMI kit. You have to professionally install it into your N64. I'll get more into detail into that. Let's move into this one right here. So right here we have the EverDrive 64. Now this is the official by Crits. Make sure that if you're gonna buy it from the original creator, because there's a lot of clones out there. But one of the biggest problems I've seen with the clone is that it's kind of buggy in certain games. But if you get the official, it works better, and I haven't had any issues with this. So basically you just get an SD card. All you need is an 8 gig or maybe even a 4 gig, to be honest with you. You don't even need a 16, but honestly this is the only thing I had, and so I was just like, you know what, I'll use it for this EverDrive 64. Right here to the side, you see a USB. I don't know if you can see, and that's more for developer purposes. People that are developing, features for this device, they connect it to the computer and they can add stuff. But honestly, what makes this one special too is that it's a 3.0 version that lets you save to games without resetting it, like if it was just a regular cartridge. Yeah, definitely. It's like 200 bucks, but if you're into the N64, it's a little pricey, but if you're into the N64, definitely is worth it because a lot of these games are getting more expensive. And, I have the whole entire library here of USA, I believe, and Japan, I believe, yeah, and Europe, I believe. So definitely this is the way to go. So think about this like an SSD or a hard drive that goes into the N64, and it gives it a special menu, which I'll show you guys later in the video. So it's pretty damn awesome. So the last thing I want to show you guys, I want to show you guys the Ultra HDMI, which is in the back. So if you know, in the bottom, you see the little mini. And then if you see, I don't know if you can see here correctly, there's a little board here, VGA board that goes all around here. So this little board connects to the CPU, which is somewhere around here. And you have to know how to install it because, a lot of things can go wrong. This kit, I believe, I've seen them for like 200 and 250 bucks. I don't remember how much it was originally. I think it was like 150. I think that's how much they were going for the boards, and they're extremely rare because it's only made by one person. So you have to get on the list, and then he sends you the kit, and then you have to install it. So honestly, there's a special menu here that it opens. I'll show you guys later, and it removes the infamous blur, which is famous with the N64. And to be honest, I always wanted to have the N64 playing these games in their best picture, but with emulation is being a pain in the ass. Also, I was expecting Nintendo to do the mini N64, but unfortunately they're not doing it. Also, Retron for E3 this week, they announced a Retron N64 clone, but at the end of the day, it's emulation, so it's not real hardware like this one. So definitely, if you're really hardcore N64 like me, these three combinations is the way to experience the N64 the best way. So that's pretty much it. So let's get this video going more into depth in terms of, I'm going to show you guys the menu, what exactly it does, and how the games look, which is the most important thing. So let's do that. Alright guys, so now we're going to see the menu that you get with the EverDrive 64 once you have it on the Nintendo 64. The thing about this is that it's not cheap. It costs about 200 bucks or $210 depending where you get it from. There's a lot of websites you can get it, but make sure that you get the official one from Crits or from, I believe, Stone Age. I believe that's the next one, but that one's pretty pricey. You can get it right there. It goes for probably like 300 bucks. And they have different stuff that you can do with the cartridge, like customize, and there's just so much you can do personally from that website, but pretty pricey. I tried to look into it at that website originally, but it was coming out to like 300 and something dollars just for the card alone. So I think your best bet would just be buying it on eBay. It'll be much cheaper. All right, so the first thing you notice is the EDC 64. You pretty much can change the background, which is pretty awesome. Go to that option, the ED 64. Then we have ROMs, ROMs, and then we have the save, which saves everything to your local cartridge or to the cloud, which is pretty awesome. Then we have the alphabetical. Everything is alphabetical from Japanese, American, and Europe, I believe. And it's pretty cool. With at least an 8 gig, you pretty much can fit everything you want. So we're going to go with Diddy Kong Racing so you guys can see how the Ultra HDMI looks. I know there's a lot of videos out there from a lot of other YouTubers, but you're getting it from my perspective, how I see it. Honestly, the colors look vibrant, and to be honest with you, the yellows look very bright. Everything just looks very bright and very vibrant. So if the colors are red, you're going to see those colors stand out. Yeah, I mean, what can I say about it? I mean, just the colors look amazing. So once you do the combination of L, R, and the right C and the D-pad, it pops this special menu. So you can stretch, which depending on your screen, then you have the overscan, gamma boost, then the scan lines if you like that, picture, and then on the picture, this is one of the most famous options that you have to have on, and that's the V I blur option. And what that does basically eliminates the famous thing that's makes the N64 horrible on the original N64. But with this mod, it just makes a huge difference, honestly, and it eliminates that problem, honestly, on older TVs. And I don't know how they pulled this off, but I gotta give it, credit to these people that made this FPGA board that goes directly into the CPU. And by the way, there's no lag, which is pretty awesome. I believe there's like less than a second or something like that, way less than a second, and it's like a millisecond. I don't know what it is, but you can't even tell, to be honest, and it just runs pretty awesome. And right here you can see 1080p, 16:9, RGB. Make sure that it's in full. Also, the direct mode basically means no lag at all, pretty much. But the problem is that not all TVs support this option, so you got to make sure that your TV supports it. Otherwise, this option is not going to work. I'm going to turn it on because my TV does support it. But for this video purposes, I'm actually showing you guys that it works. So it's pretty awesome. So let's see, let's apply it. I believe every year there's a new update. That's one's cool, that's awesome, and they add new features to this, so it makes it pretty awesome. All right, so we're gonna go with Diddy Kong Racing, and we're gonna see we can go to one of the first levels that we go here. And this game looks just beautiful, honestly, on Ultra HDMI. And I cannot stress how great these look, honestly. Bringing these games to the HD era is just amazing. And that was one of the things that I was always trying to look at. I was always trying to find a way to bring these classic systems towards the HD era. And as you can see, the colors look amazing. Look at the grass, just looks brighter. I mean, if you care about stuff like that, if you want the best picture, then this is for you. There's a lot of people that don't really care, so it wouldn't really matter. But for someone that wants the best picture and wants to connect it to a 4K TV or even an 8K TV, whatever the future holds, you're gonna able to tag along. The system's able to bring it. And that's the thing. It's like you're bringing these systems to the digital world. A lot of times these games were designed in an era where everything was analog, and back then it was just a different time. They were designed for CRT TVs, but for me personally, like, just having this is just amazing. You know what I mean? I'm a type of person that I just gotta have it on the best picture, the best sound, and that's why I invest in these type of mods. But yeah, it looks great. Yeah, and Diddy Kong, controlling him, by the way, it's pretty cool character to control. I like his turns and stuff. So yeah, all right, let's try another level after this. So I got in 4th place, not bad. Let's return back to the lobby and see what happens. Let's go with another level. Let's see. Let's go with Jungle Falls. I think that's a cool level. Kind of looks identical like the other one, but it's a little different. The thing about this game I like is that there's cars, hover, and there's plane, and there's a story to it. So it has more of a, in my opinion, more value than Mario Kart 64. Even though Mario Kart 64 is great, but it's more focused on racing with carts. And this one you have more of an option of the 3 different vehicles and stuff. I don't know, I remember picking up this game back in the day and playing so many hours. I can't remember if this game came out in November or December of 1997 or 8. I can't remember exactly. I would have to look that up. But yeah, I spent a lot of hours playing this with friends and family. I don't think there's a battle mode in this like Mario Kart 64, but there's definitely different modes that you can play. I don't think there's any hidden characters that I remember in this game, but yeah, this just looks amazing. Now the question is, do I recommend this for everybody? No, I only recommend this if you are you want the best. You want the best picture, the best sound, and the N64 is your favorite system, then yeah, definitely this would be something that I would recommend, honestly. Kind of pricey because you have to install it professionally and stuff, but other than that, it's a great device or board, VGA, I don't know what you want to call it. Yeah, so anything else? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it for the video. I'm planning to do the Super NT, which is basically hands down the best Super Nintendo. I'm planning to do a Super Nintendo, which is the Super NT. I'm not sure when I'm going to put that video. I'm also going to do the Mega SG, which is the Sega Genesis in HD. That one came out, I believe, in April of this year, I believe, or March. I can't remember. So both of those devices are great, hands down. Yeah, and I'll give you my impressions and what are my thoughts. I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there on this subject of the Ultra HDMI already, but I'm just giving it from from a regular consumer or someone like me, going through all the bullshit. I'm not getting paid for any of this. So I think this is it for the video. Thanks for watching. This is Power Glove Pixels. Till next time.